Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another plant related video. In today's Meet My Plant Friend episode, I am so excited to be sitting down with probably my #1 plant friend in my little city of Santa Monica. Welcome, Tanya, to my channel.
Thank you, Jewelyn. Happy to be here.
Yay! I am so excited, you guys. So we're here in Santa Monica. She lives about 2.5 miles from me. Evie's hanging out here. We are in Tanya's patio, and I just been here for a few minutes, and I'm just really blown away with the amazing plants that she has. So we're gonna go ahead, sit down, talk plant talk, and then we're gonna do some cuttings and all of that stuff. So thumbs up the video and subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more Meet My Plant Friend episodes. So first question that I want to ask you, Tanya, is how long have you been staying at this house of yours? Because I know, like, for me, where I rent my place, my collection is all in containers and in planters, and I noticed with your place you live in a big beautiful home and it has like that very Santa Monica vibe where there's plants everywhere in the front of the yard and then throughout your space in your patio. So tell me about just a little bit about you, where you're from, how long you've been at this place, and
Okay.
yeah.
I've been in this house since 2002. So that's about 16 years.
Okay.
And I moved here. I moved into my husband's house.
Okay.
They've owned this house since the 70s. So
Cool.
yes, I got very lucky with that. And I'm originally from Canada.
Okay. What part?
Ottawa, Canada, the capital of Canada.
Okay.
Very cold. And I grew up, my father was an agriculture economist. He tended to a garden at our home. In Canada, of all places, we ate fresh out of the garden. We had grapes, we had broccoli, we had everything. So
How cool is that?
sort of got a love for, in Canada, where it's cold. So I got a love for, gardening and planting from that. And that's it. I'm revisiting it in the past, 15 years since I've had children.
Okay. So tell me about your life in Santa Monica.
Very busy. I have 3 daughters.
Okay.
And I'm a Pilates instructor, and that's where I met Jewelyn.
Yeah.
I used to
Hashtag
practice
Pilates.
together. Yes, still do.
So we came from the same program, and that's how I met Tanya, and since then we've just been plant friends, and it's just been nice to have somebody in my city that's into plants.
Yeah.
So tell me about your plant history. How long have you been into plants, and kind of where you're at right now with your plant life?
I have been into plants since I moved in here, and we have the space. We have
Okay.
space to do gardens, make gardens, and my husband, he's pretty good at it too. He knows a lot about gardening, so I just wanted to fill everything up with green and nature. Surround me, flowers, everything beautiful. So I started.
Can you explain like your setup of your house? Like, it's indoor, outdoor, like how big is it, so people kind of can get a general idea of what your place is like?
Well, it's, I started with plants in pots,
Okay.
and then I often hear put it in the ground, put it in the ground. So
Okay.
I would put it in the ground. They don't always survive. So it depends on what it is, and it depends on how I want it to grow. For this grape, we put it in the ground, and it just took off
Okay.
here. Let's see what else. Our gardenias, we always have them in pots.
Okay.
And so we've been transferring them now to the ground.
How's that
And
working?
it's not working.
Okay.
That's one of my goals in gardening, is to grow a good gardenia that blossoms one day, 1 year, because
Okay.
we try every year. I can show it to you later.
Okay.
But it depends on what the plant is.
Okay.
I have things in the yard. We have a garden beds. We have
In the
things,
front and back, you
Yeah.
have space to plant?
In the back, it's sort of not so much anymore since we got our bunnies.
Oh, okay. So mostly gardening is in the front of your home.
Yeah, and then on the deck here, I have everything in pots.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
how's the sun coming through the patio in the front yard?
Coming through the patio, because of the grape leaves, we have dappled light, so this
Okay.
is kind of an ideal setting, because
Right.
otherwise it's very sunny
all
all
the
day
time,
long in
yeah.
the front of the house. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So tell me about the type of plants that you have been collecting, and where have you been getting your plants from? And I see a lot of big pieces in your yard, if you want to even talk about that.
Yes, sure. My neighbor across the street is a landscaper, and she often gives me clippings. Very lucky.
Nice.
She just gave us a bunch. Also, my mother-in-law, she's an avid gardener, and she brings me clippings. or I'll get them from the farmer's market, or if there's one when I'm going for a walk that might have been kicked on the sidewalk.
She sounds like me. We talk about that a lot.
That.
Rescues.
Yeah. But you know, and for our vegetable garden, we're gonna obviously go to the farmer's market or
okay. So your plant have
store.
You been doing any edibles yet, or are you gonna about to do that?
We just did snap peas. That's it.
Okay.
But we're about to. You have to do our tomatoes.
Okay.
Right?
Cool. So tell me, are you gravitated more through houseplants, succulents, cactuses? If you come here.
All of it. I don't have any houseplants because we have 3 cats and 3 kids. And,
okay.
Yeah. Except, we used to have orchids, actually. Orchids in the window.
So nothing is
everybody.
in the house.
So there's nothing in the house right now. So yes.
You may not have houseplants now, but wait till the end of this interview. I did come with some goodies because I am a big avid houseplant collector. So everything is outside then for you.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk about your plants from each section to section, and then we can talk about how you set them up and how you like to style them, which I think is probably one of my favorite parts that's going to be in this video, because I just have so many things that I want to just listen to your situation and how. And I also see your little gardening table over there.
Yes.
Which I think is so cute. All right.
I just cleaned it off for you.
Okay. So let's go ahead and change the point of view, and then we'll go ahead and go through little sections of your space and talk plants.
Sounds good.
Right. So we are in the corner pocket of Tanya's little patio haven. Tell me about this cute little setup you have here, Tanya.
Well, this was totally inspired by you, Jewelyn, and your shelfies. So this is my one shelfie that I have out here.
I love it.
No one could touch it. I'm the only one that can rearrange things on here and put things on here. I've got flowers. My begonia went into bloom.
I love begonias.
I'm not sure what this is, but it surprised me. It was across the deck, and I turned it around, and it had flowers. Now a whole bunch more are coming.
Cool.
So I want to color in here, and then my succulents. I love succulents. So, and I like it when they're all these little
grouped up.
Here.
So you,
so cute.
So do you love to style them like mixed up together, like a little succulent garden, or do you like them individually potted? Because for me, I like them individually potted.
It depends on the succulent.
Okay.
And as I farm, like this one gets so big, right? Just gets big itself, right? So I thought that was great alone in the pot. But when you have all these little ones or the ones that hang, I like to combine them so that they come over or hang over. See, like this one, I just put them all together.
Yes, I see some elephant's food in there.
And I'm learning as I go.
Okay.
I farm and I see what happens as they get bigger and they get their babies, and I see, how they grow, and so how I'm going to put them together. So they're just sort of coming together now at this point. Like I'm learning about this guy, just goes and hangs, right?
Right.
So, but I like the way it has flowed, so I'm keeping it like that.
Okay, and then tell me about how did you make this shelf? Because everything for my shelves are all really discounted or for free.
From our backyard, scraps from the backyard, really.
Okay, cool. And then where did you get the cement blocks? I think they're really
backyard,
cool.
They've been around forever.
And they look really vintage, and I love that.
Like putting little things inside,
right? I see a little Haworthia there.
And I discovered that I had a lot of air plants, so I pulled them from the side and I put them in driftwood, like the trend that's going on right now here. These are lilies that I'm waiting for. This surprised me too. It started to come up and I'm like, what is that? And there's like a couple extra more than originally, and they're just coming up.
I love it. I love everything about this little section. I'm a huge fan of begonias, and I think they have beautiful blooms. And air plants are super cool too. I can't believe that they were just kind of growing on the side of your house, which I think is really. What do we have up here?
This is just a bunch of succulents, and I put it up and I hung it up, and it was just way too heavy, and it fell, and I put it on the stool, and it just came beautiful.
I love it.
This is a ginger. And I'm waiting. It's been 3 seasons now, and I'm praying that this one, it will bloom. I haven't had flowers yet, but it has yellow flowers on it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And is this another begonia?
And that's another begonia. Trying to get this guy to bloom.
Aww.
I moved it over here. There's less light.
Cute. I would love to get some cuttings of this succulent. That is so pretty.
Oh, sure.
Tanya in her element. I love your patio.
Thank you. Yes, this is my little paradise. The grape we planted. This is a native grape.
Okay.
And it was so bright and sunny up here. It's like the hottest place on earth, we thought. So we had built a trellis, and my husband built the trellis. And then we planted the native grape, just with prayers that we would get the dappled sunlight of our dreams, of our fantasies, right? It's like being in a fairy garden.
I love it.
So the grape just took off. And this is our 3rd or 4th year with it. It's decorative, so it gets like these little grapes right away. But then they all got kind of flowery and powdery, and they're very messy, but it's still really fun. Sometimes you really do feel like you're in a fairy garden.
I love it.
So he's grown up the outside, and it's just gone, and it grew really fast. We get coming in, and the dappled sunlight is starting, which is pretty good for plants to grow.
Right.
When it's so sunny, right?
Very ideal planting.
Yeah, and we tried to do another grape on the inside that would actually bear grapes, but there's too much shade, I think.
Okay.
It won't grow. Yeah, it hasn't
And
grown.
then I see this huge Dracaena dragon tree plant.
And we just let it go, and it's reached up through
It
here.
is so cool.
We call it Dr. Seuss tree.
I love it.
It'll look like
This
Dr.
is probably the
Seuss.
biggest dragon tree I've ever seen in my entire life. I have a small one in my bathroom in a little planter, but nothing like this. And there's so many varieties of Dracaenas, but this is a really huge one.
Yeah.
And I
love
love a pocket here right on the other corner of her patio space. What do we have here, Tanya?
We have just a combo of desert and succulents, right? This is aloe here. The aloes grow really fast and big, so I'm always just taking little pieces off. And I actually just plop these things in here, and then they all start to grow. Even
Okay.
this, which I have to trim.
Oh,
And
I love
give
one.
away.
Yeah,
This is the night blooming cactus.
Yes.
That's what it's called. It's getting pretty wild. And then here in this one, see, these have gotten really big. A plumeria, which is
Love it.
used to bloom quite a bit. It didn't last year. Maybe this year it will. It's starting to grow.
Okay.
And then I thought I would be the only person in Santa Monica to ever grow an ocotillo
What is that?
from the desert. They're the tall cactus that stay thin, and then they get red flowers.
Cool.
They're really cool plants.
I'm gonna have to share that on my channel when it's like looking really rad.
Yeah.
But this is the start of
But
it.
you know
right
what?
Here.
It's been a few years, and
Oh my God,
and
slow
this
grower.
is as far as it goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
But it's alive, right?
Yeah, it looks so cool in there. Hidden.
Yeah. And all our aloes, and this is kind of like my farming area and learning about how they grow. Like I see
That
some
bloom stuff.
succulents, they just bloom
Yeah,
with a
I
whole
love it.
flower. I'm still learning. And all my aloe, the aloe just went in here. My
Cool.
mint, and I got basil. It smells so good. Trying to bring that back to life. This is a wisteria that I've been nursing for a couple of years, and it hasn't bloomed, and this is as tall as it.
All right, Tanya, I see something really huge and taking over this section of the front part of your house. Tell me about this.
It's our night blooming cactus. I forget the scientific name for it, but it blooms once a year for one night only. These gigantic, beautiful flowers like you've never seen, like this big, like as big as your face.
Okay.
And this guy, she just like crawls all over the place. She's
I
all
see.
through here, yeah.
I see it
I
going
need to
all the way out there.
give lots of trimmings.
It's like
away.
a beast.
Mhm.
And then tell me, where does it start?
It starts down here in this pot here.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I
And
wonder
we
how
had it.
old
It
this
was
thing
growing,
is.
I know, I don't know actually. It curled all around here, and then it was snaking out all here, and it was really cool, but it started to fall. And so we had to cut it all back. Maybe it'll do it again.
Okay.
But yep, she grows.
Easy grower.
Grows, yeah.
I'll definitely have to have some cuttings of this, but I don't know if I want it to like take over my place.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
in 100 years.
It grows slow.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just very happy here. Like that one turquoise pot, it took a year for that end
Okay.
to come up.
Cool. Tanya. She's
I
got
can show you
her.
things on the way.
All right.
My herb garden,
Okay.
my oregano, decorative garlic. I love the smell of it when it's in bloom. I have two types of thyme, rosemary, of course, some parsley back there. And I just planted some lavender and a milkweed. And I'm praying for a monarch to come around and lay an egg.
Aww.
And this is the protector of the house, beautiful white sage.
And people love burning that.
Yes.
I remember you brought some to the studio for everybody, which I thought was super sweet.
It's so good for your soul, so cleansing. I'll often just take a piece and bring it with me in the car and just smell it the whole time. But that's what you make the sage, what are they called? The smudges?
Yes.
That's what those are made out of. Let me make those too. Okay, so here we are in my cactus garden.
Whoa! Take a look at this stunner here.
Yeah.
I don't even know how tall this is. So we are in the front part of her house. And Tanya, tell me about what's going on here.
I don't know the names of any, well, some of them I do. This, and it's funny because we got these from all different places and they were so small and we just threw them in here and this is what's happened. And
Wow.
This is from a friend who just threw in this like cactus that was this tall. I don't know what they're called. It's in bloom right now, but it's gigantic now. Don't know what this is called either. But it was like this big when we first got it.
Okay.
And this too, and this one is getting
Some blooms.
blossoms.
Yeah. So that's the patio that we were in, and here we are in the front part of the yard. So Tanya has a lot of big pieces here, and actually, can you tell me, Tanya, where is that particular pieces that you gave me from?
From the prickly pear,
Yeah.
which is not this. This one we found one piece randomly in the middle of the desert, and we just thought, let's try it. And so now we've got this beautiful thing. Hasn't bloomed yet.
How long have you had it in the ground, you think?
About 10 years.
Wow, cool.
And then here's the prickly pear that I gave you a clipping from.
Oh, okay,
And
guys.
right there, right?
Yay!
And now another one's coming in.
So cool. So if you watch my channel, Tanya has given me a lot of cuttings last year, and she gave me 2 big pieces, which is still currently in my collection, and it came from this huge piece. So that is something to look forward to in the upcoming years.
Yes, I'm gonna clip this one right now.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and there's one more cactus over here, and I got a clipping out of
That
the
looks like a
desert.
teddy bear chola.
Yes. So is it a chola?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks it to me.
Yeah. They look fuzzy and cute, but they're really not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The chola. That's right.
So Tanya, I see you got some pinks in your hair.
I did.
Oh my gosh, you look so cute.
I love it. Okay. So I don't know the proper way to do this, so
Yeah, just get it. I would kind of maybe shimmy it off, and then maybe do one small cut to help it out.
okay.
Look at her garden gloves, by the way, guys.
Yes, do not do this with bare hands. But then sometimes you end up losing your gloves because you can't get them out of there ever, right? So this is for another Pilates instructor that we work with.
Cool.
These, so this is blooming. I love this as a vine. This was given to me by a friend who lives out in the desert. And it was just, look at this Mickey Mouse cactus, we call it. This looks like Mickey Mouse. And this grows really fast and quite easily. I'll just pull these off for her.
Propagation happening live.
Okay. And then this was a little cactus that I bought. Oh, we got a new one. And it's taken a very long time to grow. I can't believe it. And it was really, really purple when it was small.
I also see you have a golden barrel.
I do, and I was told that I'll probably never see it grow in my lifetime.
Why? Because it's a slow grower.
Yeah.
Interesting. Those things get really big.
I know. I want a big one.
How long have you had it?
4 years.
Okay.
Haven't seen it grow. It's been the same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Slow grower.
Yeah, and I have another one too that's getting buried in these little purple flowers, but same thing. I was told I would never see it grow.
It's back there. It's small.
Yeah. Little guy.
We are in the front part of the property. Tanya, tell me what's going on here in the front.
Well, there's a lot of weeds right now. I have to pull them. I didn't get in the garden. this in here. But here's the, I think it's called a Christmas succulent. And you get these pretty purple
Ground
flowers.
covering.
Yes. But it really takes over, so I've got to cut it way back.
Okay.
I like it just like this, but as you can see, the aloes are about to bloom there.
I see
There's
that.
like 3 or 4, maybe more. And, you know, all these succulents, I got to pull all the grass. Everything's kind of a little wild right now. Geraniums. There used to be roses here, but they had their time. And with that drought, they didn't survive. You can check this out. This was a blackberry field, but nothing else will grow. We'll have some wildflowers. But this is one of the clippings from the last cactus. I just threw it there. And look it. Getting
Cute.
tall. I know. How cute is that?
I love it.
And then my neighbor gave me, oh, and that one's blooming, gave me all this aloe. She gave me a bunch of pieces, so I'm getting ready to plant it in the ground, but it's blooming.
Cool.
That's a poor plum tree that died. It had the best plums ever. And this year it died. This is just my succulents. And
See some elephant's food here.
which one?
Right here, elephant's food.
That's what this is called?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
I love those little trees.
Cool.
I just got these succulents from my neighbor too.
Nice.
We have yet to do our vegetable garden.
Tanya is on the top tier.
So
front of
here's
the
our
house.
2 vegetable beds. We have yet to really plant them, but we have put a few things in, and my daughter will be very happy that I pointed this out. She found this bean at school and brought it home and sprouted it and planted it and did all the work herself.
Cool.
She has Reiki on her plants too. And it's got a whole bunch of blossoms. It's blooming, it's growing. Hopefully it's going to crawl up there.
Nice.
For our beans, yeah. We have some strawberries. This is a kefir lime,
Okay.
which they use a lot in Thai food. And I love Thai food so much. And I was cooking Thai food at home. And I could never find the leaves unless I went to this one market on Hollywood. So I planted my own. I bought one and planted my own. And it's the best thing ever to have.
Perks
But
of
we haven't had
planting in ground.
Yeah. Yes, in ground.
Yeah.
But we haven't had any limes though.
Okay.
But I only use the leaves anyway. We struggle with the gardenia that we struggle with, and we swore we were going to make it work this year, but it looks pretty sad right now, doesn't it?
Kind of.
Very sad. It was doing okay in the pot. I don't know. So wait a minute. I love these, the lantana, because of the little pink and yellow flowers, and this, I'm not sure what it's called, but it goes all through. You can see all the
Pretty.
little flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? We have great loquats. They're delicious. Yes. But just, and then I put some succulents in here. I want to get a fountain right here.
That'd
This
be
is also
cool.
supposed to be a paradise walk.
Okay.
Try to get these grapes that do produce grapes to grow up and come over here, but hasn't really been growing. This one just took off. I did 1, 2, and 3, and this one just took off. So maybe we will have grapes.
Cool.
Our pathway, yes, our nice fern, a shady area, and here are all the air plants.
Let me see. Oh my gosh, guys. This is probably the coolest thing in today's little plant tour. I absolutely love it, guys. Take a look at this. So tell me about the history about these air plants growing here.
So my girlfriend bought one for me 15 years ago, and we just stuck it up here, and I washed the dishes right across the way, and I would see it would bloom every year, and it was just a couple of them. And I paid no attention really, except for when they bloomed and I could see it, and I just
Pretty.
rediscovered them this year. I came out and I took them down, and there's so many of them. I pulled them
Ah,
apart and put them all over.
they're so cool. I see them everywhere. Guys, this is so cool to see it like living outdoors and growing wild, because I usually just see these at plant nurseries, you know.
Okay.
So this is really, really cool to see. Gonna look for some cuttings now.
So I read online that these are, what are they called? They call the babies, oh, I forget now. It's so cute.
Okay, how huge this air plant is.
Yeah, that you go in and just twist here. Pulling apart, I believe. And there's the root. There. That's one.
Tanya, what's that in your hand?
These are clippings of air plants for Miss Jewelyn.
Oh, thank you.
She
I'm
have
so
a bunch of
excited.
those.
Wow,
Yeah,
growing
how
on the
cute
side of
they
her
are.
house. Thank you, Tanya. What's
And then
this?
This is a lily.
Okay, cool. It is
And-
so huge. Is it
yeah.
grown in ground?
Yes. it is.
Whoa.
You can see. This is here when I moved in.
Okay.
And it gets these beautiful lilies that are pink and white and smell gorgeous. And all the flowers fall away. All the leaves fall away and just the flowers come up.
Cool.
gorgeous,
I love
yeah.
lilies. I've never really seen them in ground, so that's really
Oh, yeah.
really nice to see.
Yeah, we have another bush in the back. These are old. They're not in bloom. Some of them are in bloom right now, but these are violets. All
Aw,
here.
so cute.
Yeah, this is, and my daughter's name is Violet, one of my daughters. So they're all here, and these are really old. They're probably about 50 years old.
Wow. Tanya's harvesting some cuttings for me. That's what plant friends are for.
Quanto, how much do you want? Is a lot? Is this good?
Yeah.
More here. Big ones.
Cool.
Anything else? You want some of these?
Sure. So Tanya is sharing some plant love with me. She's getting some cuttings from her yard, which is super cool. And don't worry, I will be doing a little plant haul / planting with Jewelyn episode with all of the cuttings that Tanya gives me. She has given me so many cuttings last year, and I'm excited to share some cuttings with her too as well.
Yeah. These are big ones. They have some babies on there too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay!
Bouquets, right?
Tanya, I love the vibe of your patio space.
I am so glad to have you here to enjoy it.
Yeah, this is
I love
beautiful.
It too. I call it my paradise.
It's so cute and quaint.
Wow, do you need any aloe?
Sure.
There's tons of it here.
I don't mind. I only have maybe 1 or 2 in my collection. Yeah.
A lot. Oops, there's a whole root.
Cool.
And how about lots of stuff here? Want some of this?
Sure. I don't think I have that either.
I keep replanting. Oops, replanting these everywhere. It's delicate. Those fall off. The leaves fall off.
So Tanya, tell me, what is like your favorite plant to grow, and that's an easy grower? And then what is a plant that you find very difficult to grow?
Difficult, definitely gardenia.
Okay. Yeah, we talked
The
about that.
challenge of life. The easiest, I don't know. I couldn't say. The succulents are easiest. You know, you
Yeah.
just replant them and they grow, or it depends on. Can't forget to water them though.
Yeah.
People often think they don't need water. But and the sage that I have is my favorite plant.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is your favorite plant. Good. I was gonna ask you what was your favorite plant that you currently have. It's your sage. Yeah, is propagating some pups off of this alloy. It's crocodile alloy. Look at how cute.
Oh, they are.
This whole planter is filled with pups.
Oops.
All right, we are back, and I want to give a big thank you, Tanya, for having me over and for giving me your time, and especially all of these cool cuttings. And I had so much fun talking all things plants with you, and I think that's really cool, guys, to have friends in your little circle that is into plants just like you and share the same hobbies as you. So I know you gave me a bunch of cuttings, and next time I see you, I will give you more. And I know you're not really into house plants, so I wanted to give you a little starter kit here.
All right.
So this is a
Great.
cute little spider plant cutting, which I shared on my channel, propagating off of my mother plant. I've propagated in water, rooted it, and it's been living in dirt for a little while. So I want to start you off with this as far as for houseplants. It's very air purifying, and just put it somewhere by a window inside of your home.
Okay.
And this is a nice trailing plant, so that is going to be good for a hanging basket. Also, two things I want to also give you. So I know you like succulents, and I don't have a huge variety like you that are growing everywhere, but I recently got this particular plant. This is a fish hook senecio plant. So it is a draping type of plant. It cascades, and I wanted to give you 2 rooted cuttings here, so that should be easy to plant up, and it will grow like crazy and big.
Oh, good.
Yes.
This is one variety I don't have. So
yeah, I know, guys. So I was like, oh my gosh, I hope she doesn't have this. But this is like a very uncommon plant that I haven't seen coming around when I'm doing all of my plant tours and stuff like that. So I wanted to go ahead and share that with you because I rarely see that plant. I figured you may or may not have that.
I have the perfect pot for it too.
Yay! The last one for the best. This is my beautiful Monstera deliciosa cutting that came off of my huge mother plant George. I'm a huge houseplant enthusiast, and I figure since you really don't have any plants in your home, I wanted to go ahead and start you off with these plants. So I gave you the spider plant, which is very easy to grow and to propagate. And then I got you a cutting pretty much that I grew from nothing off of my mother plant, and this has bloomed, I think sometime this year. This bloomed on me. So it unfurled into this beautiful leaf, but do not worry. This thing will grow and multiply, and it'll look like it'll really give you jungle vibes. But this is a very trendy house plant, and I wanted to go ahead and share with you a cutting from my big mother plant. And I'm so proud of myself that I was able to grow this from scratch. And so
that's awesome.
Be prepared, and please send me photos of like the update when it starts giving you new leaves.
I will.
And we'll definitely share that on my channel when she plants up these cuttings, and so you guys can see how she styled all of these cuttings in her home. And I will be doing a separate planting with Jewelyn episode featuring all of the cuttings that Tanya has given me from today, and I will do updates as well on all of the cuttings that she gave me last year, which I think is exciting because they're doing all good.
Yes, I need to see.
Yeah, and you know, maybe one day you can come over and you can come check out my plants, and we can do plant talk there, so you can kind of see my style and my vibe. And that is going to wrap up the video. If you guys enjoyed this Meet My Plant Friend episode, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. You can find more on my blog at ILOVEJEWELYN.blogspot.com. Thank you, Tanya, so much.
My pleasure. Thank
you for having me over, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Aloha. Bye.